atheist's best argument against a Christian is a moral debate. I just do not understand it. I've never debated an atheist that comes to me and tells me scientifically proven why there's no necessary being. Instead, this guy wants to make a moral argument. This guy literally advocates for the murder of 1 million children a year. I don't know what the hell he's talking about to come talk to me about a moral argument. I don't even know if he knows what morality is. His own country allowed child marriage. I don't want to talk about this too much, so I don't know
Your
why he
prophet
keeps bringing
fucked
up
a
these moral
9-year-old
arguments.
girl.
Hey, let's chill it with the kid stuff.
Hey, let me
Come
ask
on.
you, Plan Pearson, what was the age of marriage, the young minimum age of marriage in New Hampshire, 2018?
Right, hey, guys, what brings you up today?
I think Plan Pearson's favorite topic to discuss is that morality. So I want to ask Plan Pearson, is morality objective or subjective?
It's obviously subjective in your worldview and mine.
That's impossible for it to be subjective. All right, man. Plan Pearson, you just said that morality is subjective under my worldview. That's a contradictory statement. The moment you mentioned, and I've talked to this about with JL yesterday, the moment you say that morality is subjective, that means based on the evaluator's evaluations, that moral compass becomes accurate, becomes the truth. So that means if I say subjectively something is immoral, but you are another evaluator with different evaluations to your moral compass, you make different judgments and you say the opposite, you say this is subjectively immoral or moral, we are both right. And that's a contradiction. You cannot make the same contradictory statement to one thing and both be accurate.
An evaluation of the truth proposition of a claim does not make it a moral claim, you dumbass.
Yes, that's actually what morality's definition
No,
of
it
is.
isn't.
It's a set of evaluations. That's all it is. What is it? What is good and bad? It's actually ranking things to be either good or bad. It's evaluations.
No, good and bad are value judgments. Correct and incorrect are not value judgments. If you want to argue that they are some type of value judgment, I would say they're absolutely not the same as moral judgments.
Why is correct and incorrect different than good or bad? I feel like those are synonymous to one another.
If you don't understand that 2 plus 2 equals 4 is not a...
You can't explain it.
Is 2 plus 2 equals 5 morally incorrect?
That has nothing to do with morality.
That's what I thought, you fucking dipshit.
It has nothing to do with the morality. That's not a moral claim.
It has everything to do with it because you won't... It has nothing to do with morality. You just conceded. What do you want to talk about next?
So morality is subjective, according to you? You just
yeah, because you derive your morality from the mind of God, which means it's personal to that God.
But that's a categorical error that you just... Nope. Why would you define the same... basically, but I'll explain to you why. Because objectively, definitionally, to what is objective to us is subjective to him definitionally. So this is a categorical error. You're defining him as us. Because whatever he does subjectively is objective for us.
That's a claim. It's a false claim.
Well, let me ask you this. Is the universe subjective or objective? He's the creator of it. Subjectively, he created it.
Your question is the universe objective?
Or subjective, yes.
What does that even mean?
I'm asking you, is the universe subjective or objective?
That's a nonsense question. If you're asking me, does the universe exist, and I say it's true that it exists, then it's objectively true. I could probably grant that. That's not a moral claim.
Yes, the universe is objective, right? But it came out of the subjective mind of God.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Manar, but Dr. Alpha...
How can you make that claim? You just lost the debate. You just conceded your own argument. You see that?
God
you see when you extrapolate your argument to anything else in the universe that came out of God's mind, it definitionally doesn't make sense.
Manar, does God know what is right and wrong?
Yes.
Oh, well then morality doesn't come from God because these moral facts apparently exist and God just knows about them.
Yes,
so the source of your morality has
just
been obliterated.
Yes, God knows the outcome of true outcomes of things, not the perceived outcome, the true outcome of everything. And therefore, because he knows the unseen, therefore he can make these moral judgments better than us.
And real fast, I do have to call out the super chat. Dr. Alpha, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. As the greatest debater, Manar won the debate. Thank you for your input.
If you want to argue that moral facts exist, so if they are like a property of the universe, or they just simply exist.
I'll get there. I want to
and all God is the middleman between us and them, then cool. If that's the way you think about morality, then go ahead and believe in objective morality. There are atheists that believe in objective morality. I don't really know what their argument for that is, but if you're willing to admit that you don't source your morality from God, then that's fine.
Well, listen to me. We'll get to to my perspective of objective morality, which is best mind independence. I don't need to tell you where I source it from.
Nard is getting muted for 2 minutes for the love of Vishnu. Hang on.
What the hell am I going to do for 2 minutes? Well, I wasn't, I was kind of waiting for him to tell me what he thinks. If Manar doesn't get his morality from God, then that's very interesting. I didn't think that theists thought that way. So he's going to have to tell me how that works.
Basically, what I want to bring to your attention, Plan
Yes,
Pearson,
thank you.
is that morality, when you say morality is subjective, that's a contradictory statement. Because definitionally speaking, that means it relies on the mind. It's mind dependent. It relies on the evaluator, me, and their evaluations on moral truths. But when we disagree on the same moral truth, we would still be accurate and correct if we were to believe that morality is subjective. Do you understand? So it's a contradictory statement. I will give you the analogy, the example. You say it's immoral to do something. I tell you, no, according to my moral compass, it's moral. You say morality is subjective. Therefore, if the evaluator believes it according to his moral compass to be immoral, then he is right. It's subjective. But the other evaluator believes it to be wrong. And he would also be accurate because he's depending on his own moral evaluations of his own moral truths. So he makes his own moral judgments based on his evaluations because morality is subjective.
Chat, what is it doing?
That means when they both make and say that murder is right and wrong, both on their moral evaluation, they're both right, which is a contradiction. It's impossibility to have.
Yeah, because it's subjective.
No, that means subjective morality is impossible. It's a contradiction. Only objective morality, truth. There's true value judgments to every action that happens in the universe.
If it's
it's independent from the mind
this is such
of the
a stupid argument.
That's what this means. Actually, I've laid it out amazingly.
If it is subjective, then yes, it is possible for two different parties to not agree. That doesn't mean that, therefore, subjective morality is a contradiction. You're describing
but when they disagree, they're both right.
Subjective morality.
How can they disagree on a moral claim and them both be accurate at the same time? That's
because
a contradiction.
It's personal.
Yeah, that means when I say it's subjectively immoral, that means it's subjectively moral. That's a contradiction to another person.
Not. It's a recursive
that's
description.
Literally what you're saying.
It's a recursive description.
Manar, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Space Pirate just muted you for 2 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Starting the timer
this is
down.
such a goofy ass argument. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do for 2 minutes. So, yeah, I just find this to be he's just describing subjective morality and then saying it's a contradiction. If it's personal for everybody, that's a feature of it. It's not a contradiction. I really don't know what else to say about it. Like if the system functions the way it's described, then it's a contradiction. I don't know. It's as if he's just begging the question. It's only a contradiction if morality is objective. If morality is subjective, then it's not a contradiction because that's just a description of subjective morality. He's freaking out. But yeah, the two people
You're almost here, Manar. Welcome back, Manar.
If it's subjective, then it's personal.
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
You can't say because it's personal, it's a contradiction. That's just a description of what it is.
The contradiction is not that you believe it's good, that the flavor of ice cream, the best flavor of ice cream is vanilla. That's not the contradiction. The contradiction that's happening is that both of us, when we say the best flavor of ice cream is chocolate and the best flavor of ice cream is vanilla, we're both right. That's the contradiction. It's an impossibility for a singular question to have opposite answers. It's impossible, and to be accurate at the same time.
Opinions are not contradictions.
Let me give you this example. Let me give you an example. Me and you were out in the street. You give me a look for 3 seconds. I punch you in the face.
I would never look at you for that long.
I say it's moral for me to do that because he looked at me for 3 seconds. You say that's immoral in my evaluation. It's immoral for somebody to get punched.
Okay, guys. We just had badness happen, so we got a double mute for 2 minutes happening right now. So
what did I do?
Peterson and Manar are muted for 2 minutes. So and then New UG is muting Manar for 2 minutes as well. Me, but they can't. So I'll be applying it.
I mean, Manar just said that it's impossible for two subjective points of view to come up with contradictory outcomes, but we know that to be false. If you were to look at two people standing on a road, so if you were looking across the road at somebody else and a car came by, from your perspective, it would be coming from left to right. From the other person's perspective, it would be coming from right to left. Exact opposite descriptions of the same thing.
Yeah, like in this case, it's relative, or you could say stance dependent, which is like by definition what subjectivity is. So to say, and like what he was trying to, I used an example earlier. I said, is 2 + 2 = 5 morally incorrect? And Manar said no. I was like, okay, so like maybe that's slightly different, because what I thought he was trying to do was conflate just like matter of fact claims as the same thing as moral claims, which I think early on he kind of was. I don't know if his entire argument hinges on that, but that's just obviously not the case. He admitted that's not the case. So,
no, I mean, subjective morals can be true as long as you use like a subjective operator, like eating strawberry ice cream tastes bad to me. That's true. Like, or he says that he doesn't like chocolate or whatever. Like that could be true. The difference is like there's no mind independent fact of the matter whether or not ice cream or strawberry ice cream tastes better than chocolate ice cream is sort of the point relativists or subjectivists are making, and he seems to be arguing for your position in some sense.
Yeah. Essentially. Oh, has it been 2 minutes yet?
Oh, he got 4 minutes. He got super punished.
Oh, damn. Well, I mean, he did deserve it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's in trouble with the audience. He was mean to them yesterday.
Oh, he's being a bad boy?
Yeah. We all love Manar, right? That's why there's so many people watching. Everybody loves hanging out with Manar, right? And he's so mean to us. Like in this back chat, while he's muted, might as well call him out on it, right? In this back chat, he was like, UG's so chill and nice and caring to everybody. And then Manar's like, Stafu. He said, hey, Manar. And then Manar says, Stafu, bitch. And then UG says, if you say so. And then Manar says, how much longer? And then that was it from Manar. But like that's the type of conversations we get from Manar when he has such a great mind on his head. Yesterday on stream, I was watching him. I watched like 30 seconds of one of his videos yesterday when he was live before he came on. And he said he was the best and smartest debater and strongest person in the world and all sorts of stuff. And he is very bright, but I wish he would pull back the anger like 2 levels, Manar, and you're perfect, right? You're there, bro.
And wear some clothes.
I mean, I cannot imagine what Manar's neighbors say about him. I who is he shouting at? Like, who is he shouting at? There's no one else there. No one else went in. Who could he possibly be screaming at all night?
Right. I couldn't imagine what Manar would look like with a shirt on anymore. I don't think that's even possible.
I mean, he's pretty much got a hair shirt on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Manar, can you braid your chest hair? Is it long enough to do that?
All right, well,
maybe a bit
Martin
older
paid
than
me
you,
$2
Welcome
to
back, Manar.
unmute me. So the next time somebody mutes me, I suggest you use that $2 that Martin saved up with you.
Okay, bloodbath resume.
You were supposed to unmute me like 3 minutes ago. Anyways, so back to this debate. You're saying it's not a contradiction for subjective morality to be
subjective,
accurate, yes. to give you moral truths. So it's not a contradiction. Do you understand what we're looking for? We're looking for moral truths, right? When you say morality subjective, that means it's
I reject
subjective.
that they exist.
There's no moral truth.
You're begging the question of morality being objective.
Well, let me ask you a question. So let's say there's no extra need, like this guy's a criminal, 100% found guilty, 100% this guy, there's a criminal that was found 100% guilty, 100% proven to be, video evidence, witnesses, everything say this is the actual person that did the murder. But there's a group of people that say it's immoral to kill.
Hey, I need to point out one. I did miss this. I wasn't watching the chat there, or it wasn't pushing it up, or basically my thing stopped moving up and it got added on to it nonstop. But
okay. Why are you
I missed the Manar unmute. That's my fault. I do apologize. Let me know on the next one on whatever, and I got you there. Sorry about that.
I don't know, man. You keep track of that, man. I don't know your people. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, if a group of people say, "Oh, killing him is immoral," and another group of people will say, "No, it's moral to end his life. We have to remove it." It's impossible for both of them to be right. Do you agree or disagree?
There isn't a shared universal truth between them. They both they have a personal opinion on it. That is the nature of subjective
But should we
morality.
kill the person or should we not? That's my question to you.
It depends on what kind of society you're trying to form.
They're equal in numbers. One believes they believe that he's actually a criminal. One believes they should stay a little bit longer in jail and come out to society later. And one believes it should be ending his life right now. It's moral to end his life. One believes it's immoral, so we would find another cure.
The practical solution in this is what we
here?
call a hung jury, I'm pretty sure. And so they can't. Well,
So
that's
who's
when
right?
they can't make a conviction. It has nothing to do with the penalty.
So there's
I
no
guess.
moral truth. There's no moral truths.
I don't think moral.
Then why do you
facts
keep
exist.
coming up with moral arguments against Christianity? You just made a whole
Because it's a
spiel earlier about how there's
I am
suffering
pointing
in
out
the
a
world, and
contradiction.
how can God be good if there's suffering? Well, if there's no
Because
goodness,
that's a contradiction according to their worldview.
there's no truth to what goodness is. Nobody can actually define goodness because according to you, it's a subjective property. Then why the fuck do you keep bringing up moral arguments to try to destroy religions?
I go based on their own terms, not my terms.
Yeah, but you already believe that there's no moral truth. There's no true goodness. So why do you keep arguing that God cannot be good?
That God,
Real fast,
because it's a contradiction in terms according to them.
So I do need to call out the super chat. So Skeptics and Scoundrels, thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. In response to the Martin thing, he said, "Taco, I got you, fam. Cancel that last contribution."
Bro, your people are disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. Despicable people. Kind of reminds me of Plan Pearson and his crew. Anyways, so Plan Pearson,
I love you, Manar.
Plan Pearson already conceded he doesn't believe there are moral goodness. It's impossible to be able to achieve true goodness in morally speaking, in the true reality of the sense. But still, every single time he debates a religious person, he says, "Oh my God, your God is all good. Your God is all beneficent. How is there people dying? You can't even define what goodness is. What if there's a group of people say it's a blessing that God kills us? Thank God the suffering is happening. To you, they're totally right, because there is no true objective answer to morality. There is no moral truth. If they believe God killing them is good, then it's good actually to murder these people. So I don't know what the fuck are you arguing against these religious people. And that's actually the argument. The argument
Sometimes
that the Christian guy said. The Christian guy said earlier, he's like, well, we believe if we die, we go to heaven. So this is a good thing. And then you were like, well, why don't we just kill all the babies? Mental illness, because they have purposes. They have goals to accomplish. You can't just end them. And also there's other avenues to get to heaven. You don't only have one avenue by dying early. What a mental ill argument. Anyways, you are shady. You conceded that there are no moral truths. That means if I believe it's okay to murder people, that means I am right. That's literally your argument. Moral, like, because morality is subjective, I am right because I believe killing people is good.
You have the personal belief, perhaps, that you might be right. So you completely misunderstand the way I engage
you're not
that
wrong.
topic. You completely misunderstand. You gotta let me talk, dude.
Go ahead, but I'm just not wrong. That's what I'm
very clearly misunderstand the way I approach the topic. I don't try to tell the Christian or whatever, hey, these are my beliefs. Now let me impose my beliefs on you to label you as bad. I do it on their own terms. I tell them, according to your belief, what you think your God is evil. According to the very words of scripture of your book, your God does things that are clearly evil. So it's not according to me, it's according to them.
I know, but you already conceded there are no true moral truths. That means any subjective moral evaluation is accurate. There are no moral truths. Morality is subjective. Every subjective moral evaluation is accurate. You understand? If I believe ending people's life is good and it's moral for me, your only argument is you believe it's immoral for you. Yep. But you can't say it's immoral for me.
I can't say that. That's true of any opinion that any other entity has. Oh, you don't like olives? Oh, well, I do like olives. That means you're wrong. No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't work that way.
No, because good and bad is a scale. So we are measuring, we are referencing something. So you can say at the extreme, you should be doing this because this is goodness. And at the other extreme, you should not be doing this because this is bad. And I'll give you an example. To all humanity, it would be easy for you, for example, to give certain rules saying, don't eat from the garbage. It's bad for you. There are certain extremes that are actually really easy to outline, and you can actually give those to everyone around you. It's just that you have to actually be able to outline that bad extreme, the actual reference point that is badness. What is bad? So yeah, it's easy. Nobody in the world eating from the garbage, if he eats from the garbage, it has good outcomes. So it's easy to give this as a prescription to people. And that's what I would argue God does. He knows the true outcome of everything. He's able to know the moral truths of things because there are truths to things. Eating from the garbage is going to get you sick. Yes. If you eat long enough, you're going to get sick. Yes.
You don't understand the futility of giving people advice when you know what they're going to do in the future anyway.
That doesn't matter. We can give prescriptions. We give prescriptions. Yeah, you give prescriptions to people. You tell them the best path for you is to not eat from the garbage.
And if you didn't tell them that, they would do it anyways because you already know the future.
What is that like? But that's the testament against the people, not their path to follow. The path is still the right path. You understand?
Nope.
Like it's still right to follow. Do not eat from garbage. Now you're gonna go and test it out. That's fine, but you should have stayed on the. It's not a testament against the path.
That is so not the point I was making.
That means there are truths. No, you're not arguing against the moral truth. Is what I'm talking about. The objective truth. Because let me explain this to you. Things.
Yeah,
actions happen in the world amount to outcomes. Outcomes are existing in objective materialistic reality. Because things exist in objective materialistic reality, they are mind independent of you, and have their own values. We call them true values to themselves, that your mind depend, your subjective evaluation of them does not change them. My subjective evaluation of how big the size of this phone is does not change the actual physical size of the phone. And I'm saying that moral evaluations, they might be subjective because you don't know where the outline of good or bad is, but that doesn't change that it's actually bad or it's actually good objectively for the action to be taken. It's always bad for me to punch Planet Peterson in the face unless there's another reason added to it. You understand? It's never good for me to punch you in the face unless there's an extra piece added to it.
What if
That's
I
what
like
I'm saying. There are moral truths. Even if you liked it, it would be still immoral. That's what I'm telling you, that subjective morality is a contradiction, because it would mean that both of us are right when we say punching somebody in the face is wrong and punching somebody in the face is right. It's a contradiction. It's impossible.
You're really all over the place. The way you're trying to say, look, the way this works is the universe is mind independent. If conscious creatures didn't exist, the universe would still exist. So there's objectivity in the universe. I can agree that that's true. But then to say, and people exist in the universe and do things, therefore behaviors are objective, like morality therefore is objective. I just don't agree with that at all. Morality is concerning what good and bad, behaviors are, prescriptions and prohibitions.
So, is there a true value to my phone, though?
Yes, but a moral claim then centered around the fact about your phone would be, calm down. It would be morally good or morally bad. Like, if I didn't believe you have a phone, am I committing an immoral act because I am that's not denying something that objectively exists?
My analogy here is measurements are evaluations of objective materialistic reality. Measurements, to know the size of this phone, to know the actual materialistic size of this phone, you need an evaluation tool, and I would argue it's measurement and a ruler. That's what morality is. To know the objective materialistic nature of actions, me punching you in the face, there has to be an evaluation tool like a ruler, and that's where the Quran shows up. My brother, I'm the king of debates. King of debates. That's what morality is, an evaluation tool for objective materialistic reality. Actions.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird way of doing things. There are people that try to argue, like, look, the reason there was a prohibition on eating pork in the Old Testament and the reason Muslims also say so, they say, like, well, you can get horrible diseases from eating pork, so it's good advice to tell people don't eat pork, right? And then there are cleansing rituals associated big time with the Old Testament. And then, funny enough, Jesus tells people not to wash their hands. I don't know to what extent there is that kind of stuff in Islam, and I don't care.
I gotta say something real fast. All these people are attacking Manar's looks. Manar has the balls to get up here with no shirt on and be in front of a bunch of people online. If you guys want to attack him, you can come up here and get on camera later, and you can shit talk Manar on camera, but don't talk about his looks on camera if you're not up here on camera, right?
Yeah, we're against body shaming here on Breakfast Tacos. But anyways, so the idea that that was like that's why those commandments or prescriptions in the holy text are there is interesting. But if that's the case, then morality doesn't come from your God. So we started on that thread like 25 minutes ago or so, which is interesting. If you don't think your morality comes from God, then cool, interesting. But it's not really, well, when I say interesting, I mean not interesting enough for me to care to have a discussion on it.
Bro, these people need you, bro. They need your genius. They need you to answer my questions. You can't just keep pushing me aside and say I'm not interesting to talk to. They need you. They brought you on. They failed debating me multiple times. They need your help. Like Taco needs you.
Well, the world needs me, but
you need to answer to. You wrote an amazing book. Everyone's read this book.
He's
You're
like
a guy that loves
two books.
You love to debate morality for some reason. As an atheist, I've never seen this before. Every single time, every single debate you've debated here, you brought up suffering and moral arguments. You never brought up scientific
all
arguments.
one of them. Yes.
Anyways, this, and then you guys took it all the way further. Like the whole debate was about suffering. Like there was nothing else to discuss. So I'm like, okay, if you want, we can switch the subject. Let's discuss the scientific evidence that I have that there's a necessary being. Can I prove to you that?
You definitely can't, but go ahead.
Can I try? Can I try? Would you allow me?
That's the only thing. That's the only thing we can do, Manar, is try.
Thank you so much. So there's a couple of things to line up. The first law of thermodynamics, you have to agree with me, is the law of conservation of energy, which means all energy within closed systems of energy are conserved within that system of energy accurately, unless
matter and energy are conserved. Yep.
Yeah. So the first law of thermodynamics applies. So I'll give the example to the viewers here because they might not understand what I'm saying. An air balloon, the air molecules within the air balloon will never spontaneously expand by themselves to explode the air balloon, and they will never spontaneously disappear by themselves to just deflate the air balloon. There is a second law of entropy of thermodynamics, which is entropy that affects closed systems of energy, which because of the randomness of the system of the energy particles, all energy systems are going to try to reach equilibrium, and that's by deflating the system of energy of its power and energy, and until it reaches equilibrium, which is why the air balloon will slowly deflate, but it will never spontaneously explode or disappear. So the laws of thermodynamics that are affecting that balloon were also affecting the first phase of our universe before the Big Bang. Would you agree on that? Can we agree on that?
Man, I zoned out so bad. What did you say? Something affected the universe before something?
Yeah, before the Big Bang, there had to be something Big Banged.
Nope.
So the first phase of the universe is what we would call it. What would you think?
Oh, well, there can be something that precedes the Big Bang, but that would be cosmic inflation.
Sure, call it whatever you want. I like to call it the first phase of the universe because then the Big Bang happens and it's still the universe, but it's in an outside. It's a different phase. What do you want to call it? You want to call it cosmic expansion?
Inflation could be the thing that initiated that comes before the Big Bang, yeah.
Oh, so the energy within the conserved closed system expanded spontaneously? Is that what you're arguing?
Yeah, due to perhaps a quantum fluctuation.
Where do we see this happen in any science experiment? Quantum fluctuation like that? In a closed system?
Well, the nature of theoretical physics is that it's theoretical, but it's borne out by the most sophisticated math we've ever come up with.
We're not talking theoretical physics. I mean, all I have to do is apply normative
if we're talking about inflation,
we're
discussing theoretical physics.
But like, okay, all I'm asking you is, can you show me where in the world do we have an air balloon spontaneously expand? That's what I asked you. It's not theoretical physics. You made a claim, according to quantum inflations or whatever you said, that it's possible for this balloon that I was trying to argue is a closed system of energy to spontaneously explode. I'm asking you, can you repeat that experiment anywhere in the universe? I'm not talking about going to the first phase.
So theoretical physics is not experimental physics. Over the course of time, we have seen theoretical physics be confirmed by experimental physics. I don't know what kind of progress is being made on like the way we understand how virtual particles can interact and like a bubble universe or something can just all of a sudden come out of that. I don't know enough about that to give you any information on it. But again, this is theoretical physics. So no, there isn't an experiment for it yet. But
yeah.
Theoretical physics is kind of like the philosophy of science. It's the inspiration to get us to move toward better, new, exciting, and groundbreaking and paradigm-shifting sciences.
So what you're trying to say is our closed system of energy spontaneously was opened from within.
I would absolutely not say it that way, but
how I mean, what else is happening? How can you gain all that energy in a closed system of energy if thermodynamics?
It just contains all of that energy.
Yeah, but it's conserved within. It's already equating for all the energy. Unless you put a furnace underneath the first phase of the universe, for example,
nope,
to expand the air molecules in the air balloon will not just spontaneously explode.
Nope, it's just self-contained.
You have to
you
open
can take
it from outside, but you're saying you opened it from within, which I can't even understand that.
Yeah, so like an approximation I could perhaps use is like radioactive decay. So some elements, their nuclei will spontaneously decay, and when it does, it releases energy. There's no input of energy that causes it to happen. It's totally
but that
internally
energy
driven.
typically is either equal to what was lost or less. It's never ever more.
Yeah.
If it's in a
agree.
closed system, do you agree?
Yes.
That means it's impossible, according to that theory of radiational leakage, to create enough energy because you're already losing the energy molecules in the first place, and then you're replacing it with a lesser or equal one.
Who's
with
losing
different
energy?
features. That's what you're arguing, that there's a radiation leak, and that when the molecule of energy decimates, it leaves a trail of energy. Is that what you were arguing?
Yeah,
That's
it releases energy into the environment.
Yeah, but that energy is always less than the power of the actual original molecule. You agree?
No. Well, I'm not sure how the mass and energy are how like the imbalance or whatever comes from that. I don't know how it works for fission. Like for fusion, some matter is spontaneously converted into energy, but overall everything is conserved.
Yeah, overall, because it's in a closed system energy, but that leakage is either equal to the actual energy lost or less. It's never more than the energy lost. Do you agree?
Yes, and that's nobody thinks that the Big Bang.
But that means that leakage theory of radiation is not sufficient to create enough energy, because what's happening is the same rate we're losing energy, we are garnering leftovers.
I never said that nuclear fission caused the Big Bang. I was using it as an example of something that can.
I thought I was arguing against that. I thought that was the whole argument, was that this is the
I said
theory,
it was an analogy.
I made an amazing rebuttal to it.
No, I said it was an analogy. I was trying to give you an example of a process that spontaneously occurs without an input of energy.
If it leaked, it could not be influencing the expansion, because leaking is never more than the energy lost. So that means either energy was lost or conserved, but it's never expanded ever inside that closed system. So even if it's leaking, it cannot create there's no new energy happening, because the leaking is definitionally a loss of energy. It's either equal to that loss or less, but it's never more.
That's fine. That doesn't mean that a Big Bang.
No, but the viewers think so. The viewers literally are arguing. So look at this guy. He said if it leaked, it would still be affected during expansion.
Just a quick point of moderation. If Manar wants to discuss his theory of radiational leakage, as he puts it, obviously we can put this to the Academy at some later date, and we can peer review it. But is this not a concession on the bloodbath because it's a change of subject?
I mean, I was being nice to Plant Pearson.
We started talking about morality, so this subject has been changed.
Yeah, he has a reputation to uphold, man. I don't want to keep, hammering the nail on the head. It's already.
EG makes a really good point, though. So, is this a concession in the bloodbath, Manar?
Well, I'm conceding the bloodbath. How about this? How about I get so angry you just kick me out and you guys celebrate? How about that? That's better for me than.
That sounds horrible. Are you conceding?
Why would I concede? I made amazing arguments. Not a single. Look at the Christian before me. He was a cockroach compared to me and my argumentation style and my delivery and my personality. He was a cockroach compared to me. You're gonna tell me I'm gonna concede? No way. You can look. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get so mad. I'll start using F words and profanities. Then you can kick me out and say you won the debate. What do you think?
Welcome to atheism, Manar.
That's what JL.
Welcome to atheism, Manar.